Hey guys, just got back from seeing Despicable Me 2. This is a movie I've been really looking forward to a lot, and that's mainly because I love the first movie. I thought the first movie was a really, really funny, adorable kids movie. It was also one of the best animated films I've seen in a long time, and that's pretty cool because it came out around the same time as How to Train Your Dragon and Toy Story 3. It actually came out the same year as those movies, and the fact that that movie stood out among those two big, good, really good movies is should tell you something. I was kind of a big surprise in 2010 that this movie was as good as those two. I really enjoyed, really enjoyed it. So when I first heard that they're making a sequel, I was really excited about it. Um, and for a year and a half now, I've gotten three trailers for this movie, and all of them have been very funny, very good. Especially the first trailer, which was just of the minions singing Bob Aran in the only way they can, which is in minion talk, and, and which is basically not English but gibberish. And it was really funny. And every time I saw that trailer, it always got a laugh, big laugh out of everybody in the movie theater, no matter what movie it was in front of. If even if the theater was packed with teenagers, kids, or adults, everybody laughed about at that trailer. Had a good time. Everybody thought it was funny. And that should tell you something about this movie. The Despicable Me and Despicable Me 2. And and the other two trailers were good, but my only issue was after by the third trailer, I was kind of getting to the point. I was like, I want a trailer with a plot that shows more of the plot and it's more plot heavy instead of minion heavy. Which I'm fine with having minions all over the trailers because they were really funny, but you have to kind of show the plot for the movie, which the third trailer did kinda, but at the same time, I was still by the time this movie was coming out, still didn't really know much of the plot, which I didn't care either way because honestly, I didn't care what the plot was. I was gonna go see this movie no matter what. Um, so yeah, I was still really hyped about it, but at the same time, I also was kind of worried that, well, is this movie gonna not be as funny as the trailers? And if that happens, then I'm kind of gonna be disappointed. Well, it's not. It's funnier than the trailers, and it's just as funny as the trailers because this movie is one of the better movies of the year. This is a really good movie. I had a blast watching this movie. This is one of the best kids movie of the year, also, alongside The Croods and Monsters University. Like I said, I had a blast watching this. I was in a pretty crowded theater with kids and adults, and they were having a blast too. Kids and adults were all laughing at everything in this movie. I laughed consistently. This was a movie I've laughed. I think I laughed more at this than I laughed at almost any comedy that came out this year. That should tell you something. Uh, Even like movie like This Is the End, which I gave a great review, I laughed more at this movie than I did at This Is the End. That's kind of sad, but um, anyways, the one thing obviously that I love and that everybody else is gonna love and was one of the things that everybody loved about the first movie is the minions. The minions steal this freaking movie. They are hysterical. I mean, it's kind of cool to see like that. It shows that you don't need like uh, dialogue uh, to make great characters. You can just have them be just hysterical. They just have them freaking like they do in this movie. They just speak gibberish and they're still hysterical. They don't speak English and they're still hysterical. I could compare them to like what Ice Age does with Scrat. Scrat has no dialogue whatsoever, and it works. He's hysterical. He steals the movie. Same here with the minions, but they speak it. They don't speak. They have dialogue, but they don't speak English. That's pretty cool. I even think they're even better than actual human characters in this movie. And I love the human characters in this movie. I thought Gru was good. I thought the little girls were great. I especially love that little girl, Edith, she was the "It's so fluffy" girl from the first movie. She's adorable. I have a little niece on the way, and I hope I have a niece like that. That little girl is so freaking cute, and she has this like it melts your heart. The little girl melts your heart during that movie, and during the first movie she did, and this movie she did too. Um, and this movie is great. The Minions, like I said, are just fantastic, and the Minions are in this movie a lot more than they were in the first movie. They have a bigger role. They are more prominent, and some people might have a problem with that. I don't. Absolutely, I don't think there's many people that. I don't think there's. There shouldn't be a lot of people that have problems with that, but there might be. There's always going to be somebody that has a problem with that. I know the reason why. I guarantee the reason why that Minions were given more screen time is because they've made a lot of money in merchandise for Universal and other companies that sell Minion toys, and that's something that's happened in other movies before, like Cars. Cars 2 is the only reason that movie existed is the filmmakers have admitted this. The only reason Cars 2 existed was because the Cars film sold a lot of merchandise for Disney and Pixar, and that was it. They sold a lot of toys, so they figured they're going to sell a lot of toys of Cars 2. Minions have sold a lot of toys. There's been a lot of toys, or Minions have been very high-selling toys for Universal, and that's one of the big reasons I think why. But the difference between the Minions in this, Despicable Me, and Cars is that the Minions in this are a lot more entertaining than half the characters in Cars. The Minions I can forgive because they're hysterical, they're funny, you want to see half the time. Even though I love the human characters and everything, I really kept thinking half the time, I want to see what the Minions are up to, honestly. And I'm really looking forward to that. They're making a Minions movie next year. It's a spin-off, and we get a little hint at the end of the movie. During the credits, we get a Minions auditioning for their own movie, and it has some of the best uses the 3D effect in the movie during the credits. So they're like throwing balls at you, streamers and stuff like that. It's really funny. Definitely stay during the credits and watch that. It's really funny. The rest of the voice cast were great. I thought Kristen Wiig was really good as the Gru's partner, Lucy. She fits in this kind of movie. I thought some people I know don't like her, and I don't mind Kristen Wiig. Some people don't. I know some people don't like her, but I don't mind her. I like her. I thought she had some funny stuff on SNL. Holy crap, my foot's asleep. Anyways, one thing I was really interested was that about the villain. For people that don't know, and there's probably a lot of people that don't know watching this video, Al Pacino was originally supposed to voice the villain. He actually recorded his voice for the villain, and he was the voice of the villain all the way up until May this year, 2 months ago, and 2 months ago he all of a sudden decided he's dropping out of the picture because of creative issues, and so they had to think quick on their feet, and they got Benjamin Bratt instead. And I was interested whether that was going to affect the movie or not, and honestly, it doesn't. It's I don't understand why Pacino dropped out, because it drives me nuts. Because I can't remember any time I've seen Al Pacino in a kids movie, and that would have been kind of cool, voicing a kids movie. But nope, we didn't get that, because apparently Al Pacino has creative issues with this movie, but doesn't have creative issues with movies like Jack and Jill. Really, dude? I think you need to retire. Your days of being a great actor, I think, are long gone. But Benjamin Bratt's good enough in this movie, and he's not distracting. Uh, it also made me kind of, because the character in this movie is called El Macho, and he's basically a Mexican supervillain. I was sitting there thinking, so Al Pacino was supposed to voice a Mexican supervillain when he's Italian. How's that work? I mean, I guess it's he. Well, I guess he played a Cuban in Scarface. So I guess he was gonna try to play a Mexican. That was a really weird. That was kind of funny to think about for a minute while this movie was going on. I was like, that would have been really weird. Probably distracting. So you know, honestly, I was fine with Pacino not being the voice. Also, but yeah, the rest of the movies, there's not really anything I can really complain about in this movie. I really enjoyed it. I had fun. Maybe during that, like, bits of it where it was like a little dull and a little lull in the comedy, like when it's mostly showing the relationship between Kristen Wiig and Steve or Gru and Lucy's character. I mean, they guys showed they become it's Lucy basically becomes like the romantic interest for Gru, and that's basically like big parts of the movie are showing their relationship, and during parts of that there were a little bit less laughs than there were in the first half and the last half, but it was still funny enough. I also one of the things I loved about this movie was that this movie, like the first one, is like a loving tribute to Looney Tunes, in my opinion. It has a lot of the same humor that you would see in something like Looney Tunes, and that is really prevalent, especially with the Minions. They look like something you would see in a Looney Tunes cartoon. At one point, the Minions are injected with a serum that turns them into purple evil minions, and they reminded me, the characteristics and the way they acted reminded me of something like the Tasmanian Devil from Looney Tunes. I thought that was funny. I also like in the first one, that if somebody gets a bomb dropped on them, they just have ash on their face, and that's it. They have a goofy look on their face with ash on just covering them. I thought that was something you'd see out of Looney Tunes. I know a lot of critics have mentioned that too, and I've caught that early on too. Also, there's also I guess I really don't have anything else to talk about actually. I thought I did, but never mind. I'm having a brain fart there, but this might be another short video, but I really highly recommend it. If you love the Minions like I do, you got like stupid moments with the Minions. Speaking of like really funny moments of Minions, include like probably towards the end, two best ones that got the biggest laughs were the Minions reenacting the music video of I Swear, Boys to Men, like literally look like they were wearing the exact same thing that the Boys to Men wore in that music video, and them dressing up like the Village People and doing the YMCA, which is pretty funny. I love the Minions. Like I said, they seem like something you'd see out of Looney Tunes, and I swear they would fit right in. I can't talk enough about. I wish I could talk all day about Minions. But anyways, I highly recommend this movie. Not just for the Minions. This movie is just a really good kids movie. One of the better ones out there, along with Monsters University. If you've already seen Monsters University, go see this. Take your kids to see this. Nothing really harmful about it. Really funny. You'll have a blast along with your kids, and that's a rarity, it seems like, in kids movies nowadays, for adults to have a blast, have as much fun as the kids are. I'm gonna get off here now, and I'll be back. I won't be back until the 15th. I'm gonna be on vacation I'm gonna be going to Myrtle Beach in South Carolina from the 5th to the 14th, and I won't be back till the 14th. And I'm gonna try on the 15th to go see a movie. to make up for missing Friday. So I won't be back next Friday, but I won't be back, and I won't be back till the 15th. I'll be back on the 15th with a review for the movie Pacific Rim, which I'm really looking forward to. Monsters versus Robots. Guillermo del Toro's directing. There you go. That'll be a lot of fun. I will be back then with that, and I will see you guys soon.